let you know how many suggestions we got.
Okay.
And then you just pick a number. And then I'll tell you what, based on what that number is, I'll give you what the suggestion was. And then we just go for about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so.
Sweet.
And it could be whatever, kind of however you want it to go.
Nice. And
then we could talk a little afterwards about just, I don't know, anything. I just like to have a little talk after, and that's about it. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know. You have any questions or?
I don't know. Do you like to have fun?
Dude, that's all I like to do. That's okay. All I like to do is have fun. So that's our goal.
Well, then we're good then.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Putting it right now live. I'm a little sweaty, so I have to mop my head every now and then. It's a little humid.
Oh yeah, down in LA?
Yeah. I'm just a little bit, I'm in Santa Monica, but just right by LA.
Okay.
So
you guys are getting that ocean air right now?
Oh yeah. It's pretty, it's not bad. You know, I can't really complain. It's just, I got nothing really to complain. I mean, there are people who are in worse situations. And so the fact I'm here and the weather's not bad, it's all right.
Nice.
We have, let's see, 1, 2. Hold on, I'm setting this up. I might have to record it and throw it live. Let's see here. All right, so we are on, and we have 1, 2, 3, 21, man. 21 suggestions. So pick a number 1 to 21.
Hey, I'm in Las Vegas, man, so it's got to be 21.
Perfect. Our suggestion.
Be 21.
Oh, it comes from Nathaniel, and it's winter play director. Winter play director.
Winter. Oh.
Right? So nervous.
Well, if you're nervous, you're making me nervous because I have to direct this thing.
I know. I mean, there's lots of choices ahead. I do not want to be in your shoes.
Student films.
Yeah.
My first.
Yeah.
I made a lot of films back home, but professors are going to be looking at this, and you know how they are.
Oh, this counts this is like 95% of your grade, man.
I just,
yeah,
I get crazy just thinking about it.
Yeah. Walk around. That'll
like, do it.
No, relax. Yeah, I'm gonna walk around too.
Okay. Okay. It's just a scene from The Tempest.
That's it. It's a scene. That's the way to look at it. Just a scene. One scene.
It's just a scene from The Tempest. It's nothing I didn't do before on a stage. Yeah. Just because it's on film doesn't mean anything. It's just a lot of extra planning. It's a lot of setting up food, getting the lights right, making sure that your DP's there, making sure different people are there. It's a lot of planning, and it's just the same kind of planning we've always done. It's the same kind of stuff we used to do, man.
That's it. It's like you're just trying to capture the magic of something that is magical on stage, and you're trying to do it on film. But if anyone can do it, you can do it. I mean, I look at it like this is fate. Like, you're supposed to direct this. You're supposed, I mean, The Tempest, it's like, What a great challenge.
Yeah. So unlike on stage, we gotta have to have something that's gonna look like the ocean because it's the Tempest.
Yeah.
So I rented the green screen. I think everything's gonna be. I'm gonna calm it down. I'm gonna calm down this situation. I feel like my nervousness is feeding into yours.
Yeah.
We can do this.
I mean, anything that messes up, let's make a pact. Anything that messes up, we fix it in post.
Yeah.
We fix
You
it
know
in
what?
post.
You're right. We can fix anything in post.
Fix it in post, man.
Why didn't I think of that?
Because you got a lot of stuff on your mind. Like I don't even know why I'm nervous, to be honest. Like I'm nervous. I'm doing very little. Like you're the one who's carrying the big weight of this right now.
You're the clapper guy.
Yeah.
You're the clapping.
And boom. I'm just syncing up sound. That's it.
Yeah, that's your whole deal.
Yeah, I think
I should have made you the star. And I just
really
I should have. Yeah, you won all those awards in high school. You should be the star of this thing.
Yeah, it was.
But I wanted to work with new people.
That's your thing. I get it. I mean, it doesn't matter that I was a 2-time Telly winner like that. You want the new challenge. You like to find your muse and you like to take them and shape them. And so just the fact that I'm on the production, I'll be honest with you, I'm happy for that. Like the more I've been thinking about it, the more I'm like, a lot of pressure here. A lot of pressure.
Yeah, I should have made you a star.
And
it's now that's making me nervous. I should have made you the star.
Walk around.
I've been working with you so long. I should have made it.
Walk around.
I should have made it Gary. Gary's won awards with me. We've worked together all this time. Why don't I just work with Gary?
You're shooting on yourself, Henry. You're just shooting on yourself. You can't shoot all over yourself. It is what it is. Let's take a moment and think about it. Sure. Every chance we've gotten to work together, we've won awards. Every time we're in there, you have to do very little as far as communicating verbally. Like I'm on the same page with you all the time. Sure, it's easy. It's connected 100%. And yeah, you're going into this production with someone who should have already been here. Like call time was 15 minutes ago, and you're starting here. Sure, you could start thinking about where are they, and maybe they're blowing you off because they only think it's a student film, and maybe they got a commercial or they picked up another shift at Whole Foods. Yeah. I mean, but let's not think about that. All right?
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Let's not think about all that. That's a lot.
I'll try and text him again. I'll try to text. I'll send a message. Let me just try and
get a hold of him. Get a hold of him. And where's my AD?
I mean, that's the thing. Like I'm here. Your AD's not here. Your DP is. It's the right day. Yeah. Today. Yeah, today's the 7th, so it's the right day.
All right, I'll check. I'm gonna check. Yeah, it's the 7th.
Right?
Scheduled. 11.
I'm on.
I printed out a whole call sheet and everything, sent them to everybody. People said they printed them out. People said that they would be here. And you saw McGonagall. You saw him tear everybody apart in that classroom.
That's why I'm like, I don't want to be you. I mean, McGonagall just goes off. You know what he said? Like, he's always like, no excuses. Excuses are only good for those who make them. If you're on time, you're late. You have to be professional. And professional. Like, I got it day one. And he looked, what's funny is he started looking like right at you and saying, this determines your fate.
He stood in front of our table, leaned down. He's like, this determines your fate. I was like,
Yeah. Well, I got a crazy idea. I mean,
okay.
if you want to, you could set up the camera and I can just say some dialogue from The Tempest, and worst case scenario, we're testing the camera.
Right. And well, yeah. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario is we have to turn this in.
Right. Worst case scenario is you're kicked out of film school. I mean, that's I guess the worst case. Then you got to move back in with your parents. Set up the camera. Set up the camera.
Okay.
I'll say some lines from The Tempest.
All right. You know what? I'm just gonna go handheld on this. Okay.
I love it. I love it.
All right. Okay. And sound speed. Use a clapper. Yeah.
Our revels now are ended. These our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits and are melted into air, into thin air, and like the baseless fabric of the vision. The cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, all who inherit it, shall dissolve, and like the insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rock behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep.
Cut. Okay. Decent.
Cool. I mean, that's the best note you've ever given me.
Okay.
We'll fix it in post.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. Post will fix it. Then it'll be good.
I got one more idea.
Okay.
We take my audio and I animate it over a cartoon turtle.
Gary, that's a terrible idea.
I know. Oh. Scene. Oh man, that was super fun.
Oh yeah. Thank you. That was fun.
I love getting up and walking around. That was great.
Yeah. I hope I didn't make people sick spinning around.
No, man, you know what I found out is a lot of these are very static. So adding any movement, I think, helps a lot to give it a sense of variety, for sure.
Nice. Oh, man.
How'd you get into improv? Like, what brought you in?
Well, I mean, I started learning about it when I was like 18. I got out of high school and I went and auditioned for something called First Directions Talent Search. And that took me to Denver, where I auditioned in front of Lou Viola, who was the producer of NBC, HBO at the time. He was doing like Aspen Laugh Festival and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe I can do this thing because I made it to the semifinals. And so I just started studying like where are my favorite people from. So I found out Chris Farley went to Second City and all these different people. And I was like, what is this improv thing? I was like, I've been watching, Whose Line Is It Anyway? But what is this? So I studied it. I found out that there was the Second City Flamingo here in Las Vegas. And it took me years to actually get enough money to move here and come to college and I went to film school. So that's where a lot of this stuff came from in the scene today. And it took me 4 or 5 years, but I eventually saved up enough money to move out here and, start taking improv classes and all that. And eventually, it was a fortunate, unfortunate thing was that the Second City Flamingo closed. Yeah. So I couldn't take classes directly from Second City Flamingo, but there were still teachers and people left who were teaching their stuff for a lot cheaper. So it was fortunate I could take the same kind of experience and in their own formula for cheaper, but it was unfortunate that that was gone. I couldn't claim that, but I got very lucky.
Who were some of the folks you had out there? Some of the teachers?
So I started off with a guy named Paul Mattingly. He was the first he was the first guy to get hired onto Second City Flamingo, or the only one that ever got hired on who was actually in Vegas.
From Vegas.
I got to work with him for a long time. And I got extended amounts. I didn't take levels, so I got, a few years with this guy. And then a year and a half with this guy named Matt Donnelly, who was one of his founders of like Neutrino Video Project, and he writes for Penn and Teller. To work with him for a year and a half. Wow. Got to work with a year or so with Liz Allen. Wonderful, mind-blowing, shaman of a teacher, and a Native American calling you a shaman is legit. She's a shaman.
And you're Native American, and like it's that's part of your journey too, is finding your place in what technically, I mean, it's been mostly a sea of Caucasian people.
Yeah, finding a voice, giving yourself permission to not be political or be political depending on the situation. It's a lot. That's a tough one too. That's just a long journey. That is a long journey, and within yourself and within people, because you're always working with people. Yeah.
Do you find that it took you a while to get comfortable being on stage and declaring what your voice is, or did you find that was something that came to you more naturally, or is it something that still is a journey?
It's a journey. It's an ongoing process. There've been moments, how you find moments all along your improv journey when you have those aha moments, but like there have been like, oh yeah, I really found something in that scene, like I shared. And there have been moments where I like, oh, I proactively did this, and it's an ongoing process. It's just, I think it's weird for everybody. It's a little bit weird finding your voice for everybody, and then you have this authentic thing to share, but you're like, but will I alienate people with this? It's a balance. Yeah. I
think early on, a lot of times improvisers steal other people's points of view because they're scared. So it's like, oh, I'm not comfortable, or I don't even know what mine is. So I see this person doing theirs, and so I'm going to kind of adopt that style. And I think it takes a while, and it takes, like you said, different time for each person to kind of feel more comfortable, and still of like, I think it's the group you're in too, right? To be like, what are we comfortable? What can we, what do we want to do? What do we want to say with this? Is this just a group where it's silly fun? Is this something where we're going to delve deeper? Like, it all depends on that too.
Oh yeah. It is scene to scene, person to person, really. I mean, it's improv. You're making it up. You never know.
I loved, like, before we started, you're like, you like to have fun? And I'm like, that's my thing. And I was lucky enough, Liz and I were in we were in a group together, like my first kind of professional, I guess, improv group back in the 90s. And she was always such a good, and became such a really good teacher at like helping people realize what they want to do, not push what she wants to do. Right. She's like very much about opening the door and helping people find out, which is a skill that not a lot of teachers have, is how can I help these people develop their voice rather than how can I get them to do the thing I want them to do?
Yeah, it's harder for the individual to be like, to give themselves permission all the time. Like, I got to give myself permission to do this, because it's a list of things. Yeah. Permission to do this, permission to do that, permission to do this. And the other list is very much shorter. It's like, follow this, do that, do that.
I've achieved the goal.
Yeah. And you're like, man, that was a terrible show, but did I hit all those beats that my teacher taught me how to do. God.
Yeah. We did that Harold technically flawlessly. We really,
Right.
it's like, well, we didn't say anything about it. We didn't feel good about it, but we sure met our coach's criteria for this show.
Yeah.
Are
you
you
move past that? Yeah.
Are you teaching now? Are you doing any online teaching yourself?
I just set up my own Patreon to start doing that, to start doing some teaching online. So check out Patreon/Buddy McQueen, spelled the way you would think it would be spelled, Buddy, not the way I spell it. But yeah.
I gotcha. And that's great. Is that the best way? People can follow you on Facebook also. They can donate to your Patreon. Are you on Instagram or Twitter or?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I do TikToks. I do all the stuff.
You do all the medias?
Yeah, I do all the medias. I got a YouTube channel. Yeah.
Oh man. And are you doing other shows? Like, can people watch you online perform or?
Oh yeah. You can check me out. Doing something that I'm like 90% comfortable with, which is musical improv.
Shut up.
Yeah. You check me out on Man Candy Musical Improv on Facebook. We go live when we have shows. So, ooh, yeah. I'm still there? Are we still
Oh yeah,
there?
man. Dude, I'll drop mine too.
I'll plug in a second.
Wait, I'll drop mine.
But yeah, maybe I got nervous plugging old Man Candy. There we go. Hey,
Man Candy. Well, man, it was so fun playing with you. You're such an easy scene partner. I've had a blast getting to know you slightly on the social media on Facebook, but I cannot wait till we get a chance to play again. This was awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, Jay. Thanks so much.
All right, buddy. We'll talk soon.
All right.
Bye.